All right, guys, this is going to be one of probably a few different videos of this model. This is the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 meter silvery dial. Everyone calls it the white dial. As you can see, it looks white, but you get in certain light and it looks silver. At some point, I'll try to get some outside video, or maybe the next video I'll do is an outside video. So we'll do that one maybe as the second one. And then the third one, I'll do my final thoughts maybe. So this one's just going to be my initial impressions and share that with you. And you guys can comment down below if you have any questions, or if there's things you want to know about it more or see or anything like that that I can try to help you with, then I definitely want to do that. I picked this one up after many nights of deep thought, and I even tested. This was kind of a test, although I really love this watch too, but this was kind of a test, just like I did a while ago with the Christopher Ward, to see if I wanted the Seamaster, which worked, right? So occasionally that will work for some people, and it works for me. And then I was able to check one out in hand at a boutique, and then I knew I wanted it. So I reached out to my buddy Nick over at Exquisite Timepieces, and we made a deal, and now I own it. So this is in my keeper collection. So that's why I'll be able to make a few videos and answer questions and share it with you. So let's get into the case size. This is a 41 millimeter watch. The lug to lug is 47.5 millimeter. The thickness, including the double domed sapphire crystal, which has air on the top and bottom, and that's controversial, is 13.5 millimeter. But like I said, that's including that double dome. 20 millimeter lug width here. Love those lyre lugs. That is like one of my favorite things about Omega. We're going to talk more about that. And this rubber strap, which is very well done, does taper down a little bit, down to about 17.5 millimeter, before you get into the well executed Omega fold over clasp with two pushers. Very simple operation, keeps the extra bits tucked underneath, so it's a nice clean profile, very comfortable on wrist. Plus it has the orange stitching to tie in with all the other orange accents on the watch. And another thing that's really cool, what I didn't realize I'd like as much as I do, is this little shiny bit right here. It just ties it in so good. 6.5 millimeter screw down crown that also aids with your 150 meter water resist for your depth. It can probably do more, but this isn't a dive watch. This is an everyday wear watch. So what are we looking at here? There's a bunch of info. Take it, whatever you need. I don't know if I was supposed to cover some of that. $5,500 is the retail price. You're probably going to get a little discount. Don't expect much though, because I believe this one is starting to become a little scarce, or you might have to at least order it. I know Nick had to bring this one in for me. He did not have one in the store. So there's a few other colorways I think that are big hits. Obviously the green dial one, which is amazing. I got a couple of buddies that have that one. What else? Oh, another one that really catches my eye, and I've talked about this, about the Seamaster, is the quote chrome dial one with the blued handset and the blued indices in the Aqua Terra. That thing looks amazing. But you guys know I'm on my white dial kick, and this one it looks mostly like a white dial, even though it's a silver dial. So it totally works for me. Plus it has like those shark teeth indices. Monster much? Yeah. So that works for me. Date at the 6 o'clock. Let's do a little close up here, and then I'll talk about the movement. This thing, the quality control on this is spectacular. Now, I haven't taken a loop, and I don't do macro shots like a lot of people do. I just do this close up right here. I'm sure there might be something there. If somebody can find something, let me know. I don't see it. But yeah, this thing looks amazing. Certainly with that anti-reflective coating on the top and bottom. I mean, it looks like there is no crystal. It is just beautiful. You have that teak style deck dial with the striations going this way, which would be what, east-west instead of north-south, I guess, whereas the previous generations had them the other way. I really like the redesign that the Omega did to the Aqua Terra. So, putting the date down at 6 o'clock balances out. Actually kind of, works well with my Seamaster, or my 300. They're both Seamasters, technically. And then, you know, they changed the crown a little bit and got rid of the integrated crown guard that was on the side of the case. So it's more symmetrical instead of asymmetrical. So very, very clean, well done. The finishing on it, Omega, top-notch finishing, of course. It's a luxury brand. It's a luxury watch. It's a lot of money. It better be good, right? So pop of orange could be a little bit much for some people. Not for me. It works great for me. Super legible. Let's take a look at the movement. Of course, you have the Master Coaxial 8900. It's gonna, you know what, let me wipe off. Got a little bit of smudging there. Let me wipe that off for you. I don't want to see it, and I know you don't want to. So you can see the free sprung balance silicone spinning away there. Nicely decorated. You have black polished screws. You can see up top there, barrel 1, barrel 2. So it has 2 barrels for a 60-hour power reserve on this guy. And if you look over here, you're going to see some wording. It says 39, and then it actually has the number in parentheses. And then over here, it'll say joules. 39 joules, guys. I love that it has 39 joules. That way, if I ever send it into a watchmaker and they steal some of my joules, I'll still have plenty left over. I think some old timers might get that. That's kind of funny, but that was like a thing. If you ever talk to an old school watchmaker, they'll have some stories, I'm sure, of some old ladies giving them shit about stealing joules from their watches. Anyway, so again, if you guys have any questions or comments, or there's more things you want to see on this, just chime in and let me know. I will do whatever I can to make that happen for you. It's not going to have the same real estate for the loom as, say, like the 300 will. So, but it's also not a dive watch. But even so, the loom on this is going to be really good, as we'll find out at the end of the video. So let me pop this on wrist. I know I should have showed that, but it's super easy to get on wrist. It's very comfortable. You know, I'm going to experiment with some bracelet options with this, but honestly, this is meant to be on this rubber strap. This is the perfect combination for this watch. This is on my 7¼ inch wrist, and I have it gapped out a little bit, so it's just the right amount of flow so I can still breathe a little bit, and it is crazy comfortable. I was just outside before I came in to shoot this video. I was just outside doing some yard work, and it's perfect just like everyday use. Like seriously, if you really wanted the spring for a watch, just one very expensive watch that just works for all occasions, look at the Omega Aqua Terra. I think it's going to be a hard one to beat. You know, it has the anti-magnetism that I think a lot of people think they need, and some probably actually do need. This one is good to like 15,000 Gauss. And if you read the website, it talks about 1.5 Teslas. I don't know why Teslas are involved, but I think it's a unit of measure or whatever. You know, it's COSC METIS certified, so beyond accurate. I haven't tested it. You know, I did throw my 300 on a live stream. I threw it on the time grapher because people are like, hey, after a while, I think they slow down or something. I threw it on there and it was running like 0 or +1 or something. I expect the same thing out of this. It's just going to be a performer, 100%. I am not concerned about it at all. And it should be a long time before it actually needs a service too. And when it does, if I'm still doing this channel, I'll document it. I'll let you guys know what's up. I'll let you know what the whole process is. And because I know some people have had issues with their Omega, talking about like, was it Matt Stevens or something? He's had quite a few problems with Omega and stuff like that. And he gets them resolved or whatever, but his expectations were higher than what they delivered. So anyway, so far, so good for me. I've had no problems. So again, big thanks to Nick over at Exquisite Timepieces. I'll put a link to their website in the description. Tell them I sent you and see if you guys can work a deal. Let's kill the lights, check the loom. Yeah, see right there, you get it in low light, and that's where the silver starts to kind of come out. And I think if I get this thing in a natural light, the next video I'll do a natural light, you might be able to see the silver a little bit better. But there is the loom, a nice cool blue loom that Omega does. It's not the 2-colored loom that you'll see like on the 300, but this thing's still plenty legible. Oh, you know what? I know we're going long, but I got to show you this too. I can't believe I didn't talk more about this. So unscrew the crown. the crown on this thing is amazing. First position, a nice stiff wind to this. So at the first position, when you pop it out, if I can get it to... So at this position is going to move the hour hand. So it's not a date change. You change the date with the hour hand. So the hour hand moves independently in this function. So your timekeeping still keeps going. It's not affected. So this is great. See, I can just do the date change. You can do the date change forward or backward. So, so this is great for traveling. You know, like everyone's so hung up on having the need for a GMT watch. And I'm sure plenty of people do need a GMT watch. I do not. So I would be fine with this. So yes, you do use this to change the date, which today is actually the 9th. Boy, that was really tough. Now, if it was a long time that I let it die or something like that, then, you know, it would be a little more cumbersome. But there's only 30 to 31 days in a month typically. How far off are you going to be? You can go forward or backward and set it. So it's just a really cool option to be able to do that. And then you pop it out one more and it'll hack the movement, and then you can actually set the time. But anyway, guys, like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, chime in, let me know. Let's talk about it. I'll see you on the next vid.